predict the scoreline as well. I think it will be a 3-0 all the way till
3-0.
Yep.
Okay.
Well, I think it might go on as a. I predict a draw. I predict a draw, but I want Wales to win.
Hello, guys. Welcome to the second episode of Nuts and Jokes. I hope you are all fine. And with me, I have Shagnik, Rajoshida, and Rohitda. This is our second episode in Dugout Discussions, and we will start with Rajoshida, the prediction Baba of this panel. Rajoshida, we'll start with Italy
Yes, yes.
versus Turkey's post-match show. What do you want to say?
Yeah, it was a great match actually. So I think Italy actually took hold of the position from the start, and they were really very impressive. Actually, Turkey actually they were defending a lot, and they were from the absolutely defensive from the defensive mindset from the start actually. So मुझे लगा कि इटली like first 10-20 minutes they actually struggled to pass on the ball to Insigne and Immobile. But as the game progressed, बहुत easy हो गया उनके लिए. And Insigne actually two opportunities which I scoring for Napoli, and he was really good at it. So nevertheless, one of my predictions went right, I guess. Nevertheless, but obviously after half time, Italy बहुत dominating football खेल रहा था. So and they scored 3 times. Immobile, Insigne, right on the mark. I think it was a picture perfect start for Italy and for Mancini. It was a great start to the tournament, in fact. And coming to Bonucci and Cellini, experience counts. Cellini heading the ball from the corner. I think it just tells you that how good he is still with his head actually, and going to in a defensive mode, they were actually spot on with their defensive abilities. And yeah, Turkey दो तीन बार counter attack किया था, but I don't see uh, much, I don't see much of a danger to them, scoring any sort of goals or creating any sort of opportunities. I think Italy, it was a cakewalk for them.
आपका prediction तो तब सही निकला 3-0.
यप यप. या मुझे लग रहा था कि इटली पहला हाफ में थोड़ा स्ट्रगल करेगा. सो आफ्टर दैट सेकेंड हाफ में आई एक्सपेक्टेड देम टू गेट होल्ड ऑफ द बॉल और थोड़ा डोमिनेट करने का मैं सोचा था कि वो करेंगे. एंड इट वेंट राइट एक्चुअली. सो they scored twice. It was a perfect game from them, and I expect them to go likewise in the future as well. क्योंकि उनका मैंने एक्चुअली आज लाइक वेल्स और स्विट्जरलैंड का भी मैच देखा था. इट वाज अ वेरी गुड मैच, बट लुकिंग एट देम आई फील इटली विल डोमिनेट दोस टू गेम्स एज वेल,
आपने
एंड दे
वो
विल
भी कहा था
क्लेम
वो ड्रॉ
3
होगा.
पॉइंट्स. हाँ, वेल्स और स्विट्जरलैंड भी मैंने बोला था ड्रॉ होगा. सो yes, completely for me it went right. But yeah, after when Switzerland came, actually they scored. Embolo scored, I guess. Yes, so when he scored with the header, I thought Switzerland might nudge through with one or two more goals. But later on, Wales came back really strongly. Gareth Bale or Ramsey को बहुत ज़्यादा balls मिल रहा था, and nevertheless they scored. So yeah, Moyes scored, and last में एक और goal भी दिया था स्विट्जरलैंड ने जो कि ऑफसाइड हो गया था. So luckily for me, it went right for me, and yeah, it was a good prediction from my side. I should say.
चलिए बढ़िया. अब हम आएंगे रोहित दा के पास. आप कितने इम्प्रेस हुए रोहित दा कल के मैच से?
Uh, I was really very impressed the way Turkey actually played in the first half. Yes, I was impressed with Turkey in the first half, but I don't know what went down there inside the tunnel that the entire scenario changed. Because in these kind of matches, I believe there were two technical blunders which the Turkey coach did, and that is what cost them the game. So according to me, when you are playing a match like this where you know you can't or you have to survive on counter attacks, you will have to be picture perfect on your defense. You can't let the defense slip. तो यहाँ पे ना मेंटालिटी का बहुत गेम होता है, बहुत टफ मेंटालिटी लेके खेलना पड़ता है, लाइक द वे चेल्सी प्लेड अगेंस्ट मैनचेस्टर सिटी इन द यूसीएल फाइनल. कहीं पे भी अगर आपको डिफेंस करना है, अब नॉट इवन फॉर अ सिंगल सेकंड यू कैन लेट योर गार्ड डाउन. अगर एक भी गोल इस पॉइंट पे हो जाता है ना, तो वहां से ये गेम बचाना नामुमकिन है. और दैट इज एग्जैक्टली व्हाट इटली डिड, बिकॉज फर्स्ट हाफ में मेरे को कहीं पे लग रहा था कि इटली बहुत वन डिमेंशनल हो जा रहा है, बिकॉज देयर स्ट्राइकर्स वर नॉट एबल टू गेट अहेड ऑफ द डिफेंडर्स, बिकॉज टर्की का जो बैकलाइन था बहुत सही होल्ड कर रहा था वो लोग. सो इवेंचुअली इमोबिले एंड बेराडी दे आर गेटिंग क्राउडेड एंड इंसिनिया वाज ट्राइंग टू ब्रेक फ्री. बट अगर आप देखोगे फर्स्ट हाफ में जितना भी क्रॉसेस आया, इट वाज ओनली फ्रॉम सेट पीसेस दैट इटली लुक्ड डेंजरस. बट अगर ओपन प्ले से जो गेम हो रहा था, I didn't think Italy looked dangerous at all, because Turkey was literally countering everything. Because जो भी बॉल आ रहा था, they were returning it back. So मेरे ख्याल से Turkey played a brilliant first half that started frustrating Italy. Now when you play such a brilliant first half, second half का सबसे पहले तुम्हारा, मतलब I believe if I am like I would have coached that team, my words would have been keep that airtight defense intact. That is a mandate. उसका बाद जो होगा देखा जाएगा. Because see, Italy was supposed to grow in confidence. They have a good attacking side, and of course, the team of Turkey, the stature that Turkey has right now, they aren't that solid anymore. They aren't that great anymore that they used to be in the early 2000s. So अभी जो है, अभी they have to depend on individual brilliance from players. So जो हुआ, जो first जो गोल यहाँ पे हम लोग देखे, ठीक है, वो जो सेम साइड गोल था, ठीक है, मेरे ख्याल से शायद वहां पे डिफेंडर का तो डेफिनेटली गलती था. बहुत दिन बोल रहे कि अनफॉर्चुनेट है, बट देखो, अगर तुम यू आर डिफेंडिंग अ गोल इन द फेस ऑफ द नेट, इन द फेस ऑफ एन ओपन गोल जहाँ पे गोलकीपर तुम्हारा सामने है, you simply cannot just, you have to go ahead and bend your body, and if you are not bending your body, then it becomes a massive challenge. तो बंदा जैसे ब्लॉक किया ना, his body was straight ahead of the ball. वैसे करके अगर आपका बॉल गोल में नहीं भी जाता ना, फिर भी रिबाउंड जाके इटली का प्लेयर का पास ही गिरता. तो आई बिलीव दैट फर्स्ट इटसेल्फ वहां से मेंटेलिटी का नहीं पे प्रॉब्लम लग रहा था मुझे. और जैसे ही वो फर्स्ट गोल हो गया ना, उसका बाद कभी भी और टर्की का चांस नहीं था वो गेम में वापसी करने का. सेकेंड चीज है, जब आप जाके काउंटर कर रहे हो, वो काउंटर का भी एक सर्टेन तरीका होता है, ठीक है. तो वो जो काउंटर का तरीका है, दैट इज यू हैव टू बिल्ड आउट. जो तुम्हारा मिडफील्ड का ट्रियो होता है, इधर यू पुट इन 3 मिडफील्डर्स एंड 1 स्ट्राइकर फॉर दैट एंटायर काउंटर. लेकिन टर्की का पूरा टीम बस पास कर रहा था पीछे में, और सिर्फ वो लोग का स्ट्राइकर इल्माज खाली ऊपर खेल रहा था. So basically their target was Elmas. Now the opposition has defenders like Chiellini and Bonucci, who are probably the best in business right now. अगर आपको लगता है ये एक बंदा जाके वो दोनों को सेट करके आ जाएगा, और उसका बाद उसका पीछे था और उसका आगे है जॉर्जिनो, और फिर डोनारुमा भी है गोल में, तो आई डोंट थिंक दैट वाज एट ऑल अ गुड टेक्निक. So Turkey lost because of poor strategy. If you have to fight a game on counters, you will have to keep your defense intact. और लास्ट जो थर्ड जो गोल का है, पता नहीं यार, गोलकीपर शायद गिव अप ही कर दिया था, पता ही था और कुछ होने वाला नहीं है, तो बेचारा बॉल ऐसे ही रोल कर दिया उसका पैर पे. बट इट वाज एक्चुअली अ फेनोमेनल परफॉर्मेंस फ्रॉम इटली इन द सेकंड हाफ. दे स्टार्टेड अटैकिंग अ लॉट मोर. द बेस्ट पार्ट अबाउट इटली वाज Mancini brought variety, because initially what they were trying to do, what they were trying to send in those crosses from the wings. Insigne tha, or Berardi was playing brilliantly yesterday. So what Berardi did yesterday in the second half, that is actually something to learn. When he saw that his crosses are eventually not reaching the players, he started dribbling from the right. अगर तुम देखोगे वो बहुत सारा कटिंग्स कर रहा था, ठीक है, and that is how the first goal came. Berardi शायद Miras, I believe that was the name of the Turkey player. Miras को शायद he left him on the ground. Yeah, so he dragged him and he left him on the ground. So eventually this is innovativeness. This is what Mancini did. Mancini shayad he read it very nicely. If you are not able to break the defense with those long balls, that is when you have to start playing on the ground. And that is exactly what Italy did. And they were lucky that Insigne and Berardi both were on tremendous form. And the speed that they had, that was already acting for them. And abhi to jo attacking force hai, Insigne, Immobile, you expect them to score. So that was the master stroke by Mancini. So instead of just crossing the balls in that you're doing in the first half, just start playing on the ground, and this will do the undoing of Turkey. And that is exactly what happened. The Turkey पूरा open हो गया वो ground खेलने का बाद, because they were not able to manage the speed of Italian players, and that is where Turkey lost the game. But nevertheless, brilliant game from Italy, brilliant tactics from Mancini. And I have already said this before, and I will again say that probably after this match, we will have to reconsider Italy not just as a dark horse, but maybe an outright title contender.
Exactly. So you agree with Rohit Da, Shagnik?
Well, I have one question for Rohit. Like after losing out to Sweden, in the World Cup qualifiers, and after all these new players coming into the Italian squad, do you think this is some kind of a renaissance for the Italian football?
Absolutely, because Italy was not really keeping. जो Italy का best जो हम लोग देखे थे 2006 का बाद, उसका बाद Italy started coming down. They did a good job in the Euros in 2012, but what Spain did to them in the final actually showed what are the flaws in the Italian plan. और इटाली का मेजर प्रॉब्लम हो रहा था वो लोग का अटैकिंग फोर्स में बहुत सारा प्रॉब्लम था बिकॉज बालोटेली वाज एक्सपेक्टेड टू फायर बट बालोटेली वाज नॉट फायरिंग तो जैसे ही लुका टोनी और टोटी stepped down from the mantle, Italy didn't have any such legends to come up to that pedestal and score. But right now they have that attacking force. They have Insigne, they have Immobile, and Berardi proved himself to be extremely crucial in yesterday's game. So I believe अभी जो attacking force है Italy का, it is definitely going to be a renaissance for them because defense was never their weak point. They have the best of defenders, so defense is never going to be a weak point. The attacking force that was lacking previously has now been bolstered, and I believe this is exactly why Italy is going to challenge for the title.
ओके ठीक है, नेक्स्ट सेगमेंट की तरफ बढ़ते हैं. बड़ा गेम क्रोएशिया वर्सेस इंग्लैंड, क्या कहना चाहोगे आप लोग?
Well, I was actually very hopeful about England's victory, but I was just checking the squads and the injuries, and right now I'm not really hopeful. So I believe it will be a one-all draw because I thought Harry Maguire will be available at the same time. I believe even their right back Alexander Arnold was supposed to be available, but he's withdrawn. So Alexander Arnold has withdrawn. Maguire is not fully fit, and he won't be a part of the group game. So मेरे ख्याल से most likely will be a one-all draw if Harry Kane doesn't pull off a miracle because that man single-handedly can do a lot of damage. So अगर Harry Kane steps up to the task, then of course it's gonna be very good for Croatia. But Croatia का जो attacking force है, Ante Rebic है, फिर Modric है, not Modric, Modric है. So I believe that Croatia is going to challenge England. But again, England has a supremacy of pace. England का पास they have gotten Grealish, they have got Jadon Sancho, and they have got Mason Mount. So ये जो and they have got Luke Shaw as well. So England का pace बहुत है जो Croatia का नहीं है. So that is exactly where Croatia lost the World Cup final to France, to sheer pace. Mbappe opened them wide apart with just pace. So agar I am seeing England, the best part about England will be pace this time, and that is what can prove to be the undoing for Croatia. However, my initial prediction for the game will be 1-1 draw. But again, if I repeat myself, if Harry Kane starts pulling the strings, it can very well be a 2-0 victory for England.
राजोशिदा, आप क्या कहना चाहोगे?
Actually, I agree with Rohit because considering the situation of Harry Maguire and Arnold actually pulled out of the squad actually. So seeing the defensive side, Mings, John Stones, and actually I saw Luke Shaw. He was training. There was a training session which came out where Southgate was, making sure that Luke Shaw plays as the third defender over there with a formation of 3-4-3. I won't be surprised if they go 5 at the back, but considering the situation, I think they might go 3 at the back with playing with the formation of 3-4-3 with 2 holding midfielders for the time being, as Maguire is not there, with Declan Rice and Henderson or Phillips, and along with them you might see Kyle Walker from the right hand side and Mason Mount on the left, with three in front Marcus Rashford, Harry Kane, and Jadon Sancho or Phil Foden. So I guess that will be the formation which I predict, and along with that, I still feel England might win this match.
आई थिंक फिर से कनेक्शन का थोड़ा इशू हो गया है. ठीक है, हम लोग वापस आएंगे राजोशिदा के पास. फिलहाल बढ़ते हैं रोहित दा के पास. आपका प्रेडिक्शन क्या है कल के लिए?
कल का प्रेडिक्शन जैसे मैंने बोला, अगर टीम प्रेडिक्शन का बात करोगे So I will go for England का starting में Pickford, and then in the defense they will be playing most likely Reece James in the middle, और राइट साइड में काइल वॉकर शायद विल बी कमिंग इनटू द पिक्चर, और लेफ्ट में ल्यूक शॉ. बट अगेन अगर 3-4-3 खेलते हैं तो दे विल बी सैक्रिफाइसिंग द एडवांटेज ऑफ ल्यूक शॉ, बिकॉज देखो अगर 3-4-3 खेलना है तो यूजुअली बोथ ऑल द थ्री डिफेंडर्स प्ले एज थ्री सेंटर बैक्स, यू नो देयर इज नो विंगर. बट अगर ल्यूक शॉ को यूटिलाइज करना है दे विल हैव टू प्ले अ 4-man डिफेंस. Okay. So ideally, if you have to play a four-man, अगर Luke Shaw को utilize करना है, you have to play a four-man defense, जहाँ पे both the side backs can go up and down, ठीक है. But अगर if you are playing a three-man defense, that changes into three centre backs, right? So अगर three centre backs बन जाता है, so it becomes very difficult for one defender to go up and make the other two defenders come in, ठीक है. Ideally, जो defensive midfielder रहता है, he comes down and helps in the defense. But Declan Rice का जो playing style है, Declan Rice usually goes up and helps in the attack. Declan Rice doesn't drop deep down in the defense to help. So that will be a challenge. So अगर मैं होता तो I would have played a 4-4-2, a basic 4-4-2 formation. मेरे ख्याल से it will be Pickford, Luke Shaw on the left, Kyle Walker on the right, Reece James in the middle, and Tyrone Mings. Not Stones but Tyrone Mings. और लेफ्ट साइड में फिर लेफ्ट विंग में मार्कस रैशफोर्ड, राइट विंग में जेडन सैंचो, इनसाइड में मेसन माउंट एंड जैक ग्रिलिश. And Duper mein, I'm going to use, of course, Harry Kane. And definitely, I am not sure about the second player, the second striker that England may resort to. But I personally believe that, like Phil Foden can be used on the right alongside Harry Kane. But this is just for the first game because वो लोग का full squad अभी available नहीं है due to certain injuries. So that is my prediction. But see again, on a very honest note, Gareth Southgate पता नहीं यार क्या करता है. Gareth Southgate has always kept on experimenting with the team, and that's a challenge. Yeah, when you're playing at such a high level tournament, you cannot keep on experimenting. Your place for experimenting is the friendly. With Gareth Southgate, I have no idea why he doesn't do that. So इतना experiments का बाद Gareth Southgate पता नहीं कौन सा team उतारने वाला है. But again, I will stick strong to my prediction that most likely England's gonna win. और अगर आप क्रोएशिया का लाइनअप पूछोगे तो मोस्ट लाइकली क्रोएशिया का लाइनअप में will be Livakovic in the goalie, in the goal line, and then Versalco, Vida, Kaleta, Kar, Barasic, Kovacic, Brozovic, Modric, Rebic, Petkovic, and Perisic. Now, Perisic will play a very crucial role for Croatia because Perisic is the only downright attacker, downright striker that Croatia has. Other than Perisic, अगर तुम देखोगे, Ante Rebic, Luka Modric, Petkovic, they are all midfielders. They are wonderful midfielders, but they believe in an artistic game. Now, there's a reason why we say that La Liga players who are successful in La Liga, most of them have not found their footing in the Premier League. It is because of the sheer physical nature of the Premier League. So, when you want to play an artistic football against a team that is, well built in, because जब World Cup में जब World Cup का जो teams था, ठीक है, Croatia kept on going with their artistic football and stamina. अगर तुम देखोगे Modric is about playing those brilliant passes. मतलब उसका passing यार लाजवाब, no question. मतलब जो सामने खेल रहा है उसको पता है बॉल मिलने वाला है. But again, since England plays a much more physical game and a much more fast game than Croatia, that is exactly why I believe this game will probably be one of the best games of the tournament because it will be football artistry against football pace. And if you want to take a better reference of the same, that is exactly what happened in the 2002 World Cup final, जहाँ पे Germany was about brutal pace and attack, wherein Brazil was about all artists. So it's somewhat gonna be like that. So it's gonna be a very, very attacking game. That's what my prediction for the game will be. And I personally believe if Harry Kane starts dominating the game, it will be a 2-0 victory for England. However, if things don't go as planned for Southgate, it most likely will be a 1-1 draw. But I don't see Croatia walking out as the victors of this match.
Okay. So Rajushida is back with us. So your predictions, Rajushida.
Yeah, sorry for the network issue. I will stick with 2-0 and I completely agree with Rohit. Actually, I think what Rohit just said actually with the formation of 4-4-2, this is what I want to see. Okay, and most of the England fans want to see England play because they have the potential in the attacking front. Okay, they can attack really well. They have those players who can produce some very good balls in the feet of Harry Kane, and he can score a lot of goals. At the same point of time, seeing from the Southgate's point of view, I don't think he will play 4-4-2. So I would predict a 3-4-2, 3-4-3, and I would say in the midfield, I would like to see Grealish, Mount, Rice, and Kyle Walker from the right side. So I think that's how it will be set up with Rashford, Kane, and Sancho on being the forwards. So yeah, I would predict a 2-0 win for England, though it might be a cozy game where you might see a draw if things doesn't fall well for England. But going through the prediction, going through the analysis and the strategies shown by Southgate, and I feel like it might be a difficult times for England. But by the second half, I think they might dominate the position and might clinch a win with a 2-0 victory over Croatia.
ठीक है, अब शाग्निक तुम्हें कुछ कहना है?
बस मेरा एक क्वेश्चन है, like as Rohit said that when you go into such big tournaments you need clarity about your squad. ऐसे हमने देखा है कि इंग्लैंड आर ऑलवेज वेरी बिग नेम्स ऑन द पेपर. लाइक जो टीम आती है काफी खतरनाक टीम होती है, लाइक दे हैव सुपरस्टार्स इन देयर टीम, बट व्हेन दे प्रोग्रेस इन द टूर्नामेंट दे कहीं ना कहीं उन लोग चोक करते हैं टूर्नामेंट में. ये क्यों होता है? एंड इस टूर्नामेंट में भी क्या ये देखने को मिलेगा कि इंग्लैंड इज चोकिंग अगेंस्ट साइड्स लाइक क्रोएशिया एंड ऑल?
देखो शाग्निक, जैसे whatever you said, 11 superstars doesn't win you a game or doesn't win you a tournament. However, a team of 11 ordinary players gelling extraordinarily with each other to make it a team wins you a tournament. England has always faced this problem. They have had stars in their rank, but the only problem that has happened with them is they have failed to combine as a team. ठीक है, अब 11 स्टार्स अपने अपने जगह अगर रहेगा, अपने बीच कम्युनिकेशन नहीं रहेगा, एक यूनिट फॉर्म नहीं होगा, तो डेफिनेटली नथिंग इज गोना कम आउट ऑफ इट. अगर तुम लास्ट टाइम का यूसीएल देखोगे, दैट इज 2019-20 का जो यूसीएल हम लोग देखे थे, ठीक है, the reason Bayern was that dominant was not because Bayern had extraordinary stars. They didn't have Messi, they didn't have Ronaldo. You know what they had? They had 11 good players coming together as a team, and that is what made them so dangerous. PSG का भी, PSG was very reliable on Mbappe and Neymar, but PSG couldn't come up in the final hurdle. That was only because of the over reliability. अगर तुम्हारा पास एक बहुत अच्छा टीम है, तुम्हारा पास that team will be acting in a better way instead of 11 superstars in your team. Because देखो, अगर तुम 11 superstars लेके आओगे, सबका अपना अपना एटीट्यूड, ईगोस होता है, and that is where Gareth Southgate steps in. एक कोच है, उसको ये टीम को बनाना है, उसको ये टीम का मेंटालिटी को ठीक करना है. अगर सबका जगह everybody keeps their own ego, Harry Maguire may be the best defender in England, Rashford may be the best winger in England, Jadon Sancho may be an amazing player in Bundesliga, but अगर तुमको सब like it's like playing football, right? So when we play football and we don't know each other, I don't know who is going to run, I don't know when I'm passing that ball, I don't know कौन यार present रहेगा मेरा ball receive करने के लिए. You know why Croatia is such a dangerous team? Because everybody knows how Modric is going to perform, where Modric is going to create the pass. So accordingly, you will see Brozovic, Rebic, they take their runs accordingly. But England का यही प्रॉब्लम है यार, 11 सुपरस्टार्स लेके बैठा हुआ है, बट खुद का अंदर जो कम्युनिकेशन होना चाहिए, जो कोऑर्डिनेशन होना चाहिए, वो नहीं है. अब यार अगर तुम हैरी केन को देखोगे, हैरी केन इज अ जेम ऑफ अ प्लेयर, बट इफ यू रिमूव Son from the equation of Tottenham Hotspur, मुझे हैरी केन का सिंगल ब्रिलियंस पे कितना सारा मैचेस हैरी केन ने जिताया है. दे आर वेरी हैंडफुल. दैट इज बिकॉज दैट्स हाउ द टीम वर्क. अगर तुम्हारा पूरा जो टॉटनहम का अटैकिंग लाइनअप है, दैट हेल्प्स हैरी केन टू बी एट द सेंटर ऑफ इट. नाउ अगर अभी इंग्लैंड, गैरेथ साउथगेट का भी जो अटैकिंग लाइनअप है, बहुत स्ट्रॉन्ग अटैकिंग लाइनअप है, लेकिन उसको फोकस करना पड़ेगा ये गैरेथ साउथगेट पे. We know what kind of a player Rashford is. उसको शॉट्स लेने में बहुत पसंद है, ठीक है, लेकिन रैशफोर्ड का एक बहुत बड़ा प्रॉब्लम है, दैट इज जब भी बंदा 1-on-1 होता है या फिर जब भी बंदा को इजी चांस मिलता है, पता नहीं क्या हो जाता है, he wastes it directly. Like whenever he scores all the glorious goals, yeah, he plays he dribbles between 3 to 4 defenders and score. He takes
That
the
free
shot
kick
from
goal
35
also.
yards away. Exactly. But then again, when you ask him to score on a one-on-one situation, यार अगर गोलकीपर गिरा भी रहेगा तब भी बंदा बाहर मारेगा. So this is a problem with Rashford, and this is exactly अगर Rashford का ये problem है, that means जो भी long balls आएगा उसके लिए Rashford will not be racing, or even if Rashford races उसके लिए support रहेगा. वहीं पे जाके coordination तैयार होता है. That is how it helps the team to build together. अब ये coordination अगर नहीं रहेगा, चाहे तुम अगर 11 रोनाल्डो को भी एक टीम में ला दो, फिर भी जाके कुछ फायदा होने वाला नहीं है अगर अपने में कम्युनिकेशन नहीं है. That is exactly why England is choking in the big tournament. That is where they need to come up together. That is where they need to build this team together. जैसे 2010 का स्पेन जो था ना, बहुत बड़ा अटैकिंग टीम नहीं था वो लोग, सिर्फ 8 गोल करके टूर्नामेंट जीता था. Only 8 goals and they won that World Cup, right? But you know what they were? They are a perfect team. The midfield that they have, the defense that they have, they are connected. ठीक है? I know they had Puyol, they had Xavi, they had Iniesta, all were superstars. हाँ, but वैसे कोई मतलब एक्स्ट्राऑर्डिनरी गोल स्कोरर नहीं था. राहुल गोंजालेस नहीं था, मॉरिएंटेस नहीं था. तो जो गोल स्कोरर था वो है, एक है फर्नांडो टोरेस और एक है डेविड विया. और फर्नांडो टोरेस वाज ऑलरेडी ऑन द डिक्लाइन देन. एग्जैक्टली. तो विया जो था, विया वाज स्कोरिंग, बट अनफॉर्चुनेटली नॉकआउट्स में जर्मनी का साथ जो सेमीफाइनल, उसमें भी वो अच्छा खेल नहीं पाया, और फाइनल में भी विया वाजंट दैट प्रोडक्टिव. बट देन Spain still managed to stop an attacking team like Netherlands because they all came together. That is what football is about, coming together, forming a team of 11 players and not forming a team of 11 different superstars making their own team. मुझे 11 केप्स नहीं चाहिए, मुझे एक ही केप चाहिए टीम का, और वही केप को 11 बंदा को मिला के उड़ाना है. That's my point. Thank you.
Thank you, Rohit.
ठीक है. कल आशा करते हैं इंग्लैंड 2-0 जीते, और आज शटर बंद करने का समय हो गया है. थैंक यू जेंटलमैन, इट्स बीन अ प्रिविलेज. थैंक यू शाग्निक.
Also, thank you guys for the overwhelming support in our first video. बहुत ही अच्छा लगा. We got like millions of reviews from you guys. It was so nice for us. This was our first time coming together and discussing like football on this platform. So it was very nice to get such reviews from you guys. Also, Diptayan, वो 3 magic word बोल दो वीडियो एंड करने के पहले.
लाइक, शेयर एंड सब्सक्राइब प्लीज. चलिए, गुड नाइट.